You know, alchemy is not ordinary, you know. You could try to make it ordinary by telling some then this happened story, but it's too good. It's too good. I was on the West Coast and I was between sessions of my school, which means I was played out but not flayed yet. That was to come yet. And some very kind people out there offered to buy me a massage. Now, I'm not big on strangers touching me. I think probably fatigue overwhelmed my general kind of Anglo-Saxon distance-making mechanism. So I said, yeah, and so at the height of the proceedings, I'm laying there. I have these singing bowls on my chest, humming away, vibrating my molars out. And he's doing some didgeridoo in my ear at the same time. I'm blindfolded. I have at least 25 needles all over the place. And then in mid-flight, he leans in and he says, I don't know how you are about this kind of stuff. I'm thinking, what? But he says, I've received a transmission for you. I really wanted to go with that. I wanted to say to him, man, I'm on the West Coast. If you didn't receive a transmission, I'd be forlorn. I want my money back, at least part of it, at least the transmission part. I want just a full refund, but I was all nailed down. So I just said, okay. And he said, well, they said, you know how hard it is in the first 15 minutes? And I said, yes, it is. And he said, well, the gods have said that you need an opening act. And I'm thinking, I don't think you got it quite right, or they do. I think there's, because we've got to bear in mind the budget, okay? So let's pare it down a little bit. But I could use a band. I said, I need a band. And as soon as I said those words out loud, it wasn't 2 weeks later, I don't think, I get an email from someone whose name I vaguely recognize, but I know I don't know him. I just have heard the name somewhere.
My name is Gregory Hoskins. Where am I from? I'm from Montreal and then Toronto and Guelph right now. Guelph, Ontario.
He's a singer and a songwriter, and he's received this arts grant to take a year off, I guess, from performing and work on his songwriting. And could he come and talk to me at the farm?
We arranged to meet at the farm, and I rode my motorcycle out, made a bit of a trip of it. The level of artistry in the language was a little, well, it made me feel nervous. Anyways, then Stephen came around the corner, and the first thing he said to me was, "Song and dance man, and you're over 50, that's something." From there, we had a lovely 6-hour discussion.
I wasn't sure what he wanted, and he didn't really ask anything.
He was trying to answer a question that I hadn't really asked, but he was really trying.
We finished, he's gone, and he leaves a couple of CDs of his music.
About a week later, I got a note from him, and in which he said he would wish he had heard the CDs before we'd had our discussion.
I'm really impressed. I just sit there and listen to the whole thing a couple of times through. A couple weeks later, he sends me a thank you note, and the PS is one line, and he says, "If you're ever looking for a band," he said, "I know this guy, ...
And he wrote back saying, "Well, there was this thing that we got afoot," and he described all these kinds of different, we don't know, who knows, crazy enterprise, In my world of music making, it's called a train wreck. And I just typed back, "I'm in."
And we said yes, more or less at the same time. And we're still saying it. You know, this many gigs into the tour, we're still saying yes, and a lot of other people are too. That's how it started.